Welcome back to Anime Rambles. Today we're going to be talking about the differences in between having a trash taste in anime versus a developed taste in anime, and why there's pros and cons to both, and which one is better or worse, uh, whatever. So first we're going to be talking about my anime journey that I've been on ever since I really dove into it. When I was a kid, I watched Pokemon, but I didn't really know it was an anime. First anime that I watched that I enjoyed was Sword Art Online. Got into it around in middle school, right after it came out, and I had friends who pressured me into watching it. I enjoyed the hell out of Sword Art Online when it first came out. I thought it was great. I loved it. I watched it like 3 times over and over. I loved it. I thought it was great. It was my first anime. After Sword Art Online, I went on to go watch Absolute Duo, which I also loved, and then after that, I went on to watch High School DxD. But then, what really changed my whole experience for me was when I watched Assassination Classroom. Assassination Classroom was the first anime to make me cry. I spent like a half hour crying after I watched this. I was in middle school. I remember being so sad after the ending. So good. And then afterwards, I started watching stuff like Death Note, and then I watched Hunter x Hunter, and I learned that wow, there are so many good anime. And then I tried to go back and watch Sword Art Online for a fourth time. I couldn't. I couldn't make it through it, and I wondered what had happened. And what had happened is now I can see the flaws in the characters, see the flaws in the story, see the flaws in the power system. So blatant now than it was before because I've been more critical of the shows that I've been watching because I've been watching such good shows and so many shows I can compare them to one another and see what makes a show good and what makes them bad. My trash taste in anime had started to develop into a more refined taste. And that is where I currently sit now. And there are many differences. Like, I've talked to people who have told me that, like, oh, I can just watch anything and enjoy it. And that's great. I'm glad they can do that. Now, is it better that they can watch anything and enjoy it? Or is it better that you know what's bad and you can make fun of it? Watch something ironically? Well, there's good and bad to both. If you can watch anything and enjoy it, more power to you. However, I believe, in my personal opinion, since I can watch a show and realize what makes it bad, I can watch a really good show like Hunter x Hunter or Death Note or Assassination Classroom and see what makes these shows really good. There's something about them, something that shouts out to you. You know that, hey, the main character, Koro Sensei, he's got a deeper backstory. And he may say he's trying to do something he's not trying to do. But it's all because he wants to give these kids a proper experience. He wants to fulfill a promise that he has. In Death Note, you can understand why the mind games in between these two characters and their contradictory philosophies in between them about crime and justice makes them so interesting and dynamic to bounce off each other. And then you can also see why Absolute Duo is just about girls with titties trying to fuck the main character and enjoy that less. But since you can see why one show is good, you appreciate that show more because you hold it in a higher standard compared to those lower shows. Being able to rank shows in your mind allows you to enjoy them more because you can see why they're so good. Now, if you watch all these shows, Sword Art Online, Absolute Duo, uh, High School DxD, and Assassination Classroom, Death Note, and Hunter x Hunter, and you all enjoy them equally, sure, you may have more enjoyment over the entire course of the viewing process, but you miss out on that extra level of enjoyment that comes from seeing why a show is so good, seeing why Hunter x Hunter is the masterpiece that it is, seeing the philosophies and the ideologies of the characters change and adapt over time because of their experiences with the world and other characters. It's something you won't get if you view every show the same. So sure, now if I go back and I watch these shows, I enjoy them less than I would Hunter x Hunter or Assassination Classroom or Death Note. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it just shows how good Death Note and Hunter x Hunter really are. So I don't think it's a bad thing to enjoy every show. And I don't think it's a bad thing to rank or critique shows based off their merit. All I'm saying is that some shows, if you view them in a deeper way, in a way that relates more to you, you can appreciate them for what they are a lot better. They can connect with you more because the show is speaking to you directly. You're understanding why this show is good, not just hey, this I had a fun time watching this. You're thinking, whoa, that taught me something about myself. And this is and that's the difference in between trash taste versus developed taste. So like leave down in the comments, do you enjoy everything you watch or do you critique and watch things ironically? Because I can watch a bad show ironically with friends, but it's hard to watch like sit down and watch a show like Absolute Duo over again because I simply cannot get into it. There's nothing deeper to hold me into the show. Yeah, but that was a pretty short anime rambles, but it's just something off the top of my head that I felt like I needed to say. If you like this, hit the like button. If you want to see more of these, hit the subscribe button. If you didn't like it, slap that dislike button. Everyone's got their issues. If you didn't like the words that I said, yeah, dislike. I hope everyone had a great day and have a good one.